Yes? The Force has given us a vision, like the one we shared on Tatooine. Did you see it? Of course. You must have. The Force is strong with us both. Tatooine is known for little but blowing sand. I find it surprising that there would be a star map somewhere in its desolate wastes. A star map would likely have to be within some kind of shelter to protect it against dust and sandstorms. I suspect there are many such caves and caverns hidden in the sands of the Dune Sea. The creatures of this world probably use them as their lairs. No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Yes, what's on your mind?
Tatooine's just a desert planet. I hear the mining isn't going so well. I bet the colony gets abandoned before long.
Well, that's all I can think of, at any rate. You got it.
How can I help? Yes, I did. I wanted to speak to you about our mission and what lies ahead for us. It seems fate, or the Force, is driving us into a confrontation with the Dark Lord. You must prepare yourself for when we face Malak. The confrontation will be difficult for you. I remember how hard it was when I first faced Yavin. It's true that due to my battle meditation, I was with the Jedi strike team that boarded Yavin's ship. We did not kill Yavin, however. Our mission was to capture Yavin if possible. It was Malak who turned on his own master, firing upon Yavin's ship while we were still on board it. It was his desire to kill us and his master both. Thankfully, we narrowly escaped the vessel as it exploded. As I said, we were there to capture Yavin alive. The Jedi do not believe in killing their prisoners. No one deserves execution, no matter what their crimes. Remember that Yavin and Malak were once great Jedi, heroes in every sense of the word. They demonstrate the danger of the dark side to us all. I'm sorry, we really shouldn't speak of this anymore. The memory of my confrontation with Yavin is painful. Let's return to the mission, please. How can I help? Yes, I suppose I can understand your curiosity, given the bond that connects us. Very well. I'll tell you a bit about myself. I was found to be strong with the Force at a young age, as most Padawans are. As a girl, I was given to the Order to be trained. When I joined the Order, I left my family on Yavin, as all Padawans do. My family is still there, the last that I heard. I've had little contact with them, as it is discouraged. Relationships with family members are fraught with powerful emotions. Such extremes are to be avoided. Anger and hate are the worst, but even love can lead to folly. The gift of the Force comes with a high cost. Sacrifice of one's emotional attachments is one of the prices a Jedi must be willing to pay. The alternative is to fall prey to the dark side. Please, you mustn't say things like that. The dark side is destruction and chaos, the opposite of all that gives the universe order and purpose. You have to understand this. Emotional entanglements can be dangerous. They can impair rational thought. They can lead to outbursts of uncontrolled emotion. A Jedi must be above such things. Like all who join the Order, I have learned to embrace the life I've chosen. I had to let go of my attachments to my family. It can be a hard lesson to learn. I was not on good terms with all of my family, but I do remember missing my father terribly for a long time. Very close. I was only a little girl when I left my family, but I still remember him fondly. He was kind and gentle and doted on me. My mother, however, was different. I was not on good terms with my mother. I was only a little girl when I left, but I was old enough to resent her in the way she treated my father. She pushed my father into treasure hunting. I spent all my young life on ships, traveling from one false lead to the next. She whittled away my father's entire fortune, and I hated her for it. I think she was relieved to give me to the Jedi, but my father was heartbroken. A child is too young to understand the sacrifices that must be made. It's better if they have no contact with their family once they're removed. Once I was older, I realized the wisdom of this policy. A Jedi must do what is needed, personal desires notwithstanding. Love can only obscure and confuse the matter. Even a Jedi cannot always control the feelings of the heart. We must do our best to guard against it, no matter what the cost. But some sacrifices are harder than others. I do not wish to discuss this anymore. I would rather return to our mission. How can I help? Then I suggest we move on.
Hey there, what can I do for you? Don't worry. I always heard Tatooine was nothing but a rock covered by a bunch of worthless sand. I can't even figure out why Zerka Corp set up their mining operations here. Sorry I can't be more help, you know. Is there anything else I can do for you? Okay, have it your way.
Yeah, what do you want? Tatooine is one big desert with rocks sticking out. I heard that some of my people came here after the war, but I don't know what happened to them. The world of my clan, Ordo, was much like this. Dust basins and rock crags. But my world at least has some green around the equator. This place is just sand all over. There are some vicious people on this world, but the desert is the real enemy. Trips out in the desert, especially the deep desert, should be taken very carefully. Do you have anything else you want to ask? Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Welcome to Anchorhead, potential customer. Zerka Corporation stands ready to serve, after some formalities, of course. First, your ship is not on our list of planned arrivals for today. There is a docking fee of 100 credits because of this. Zerka Corporation maintains this docking station at great expense. It is within our rights to refuse landing permission. And I warn you, we've had troublemakers before. The bay is lined with autoguns. Violence is not a survivable option. I assure you that the fee is non-negotiable. We have a very thin margin of profit on this world. You know, I don't think you need to pay the fee. We'll let it go this time.
Well, that was easy. I sure wish I had special mind-affecting force powers.
This will cover any future landings as well. It's like a registration, so we can serve you better when you return. Now, as a customs officer, I can provide information on services. Is this visit business or pleasure? There is no need for that. I'm just doing my job. You are free to move as you wish.
What?
Zerka Corporation keeps me working. I don't care.
Uchua Benki, Tangi Tuamaji, Human Act in Ikatune, Chi Itakanki, Chanaki Baba Hassan Shan, Noba Mulirati, Ki Mulira Kun King, Chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo. Kun chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tu. Chiwa aita kang kicha na chupornibo. Kun mulira slim Baba Hassan Shan. No ba mulira tila. Chiwi aita ka chong chicha. Agi inko tune chunamuri. Kimba no konik dorcha. Uchua penki. Tangi tuamaji human act in ikatune kakincha nawabakaon. Smilia! Tingkuin ko ka...
I still haven't heard a final figure on how many people died on Terrace.
Please, will you help me? I have nothing. Nothing left. I am no beggar. I just need a little help is all. There's no one for me to turn to on this wretched planet. My husband was a hunter, killed out on the dunes. This raid plate is all I have left. Please, will you buy it? I don't need a handout. I just can't sell it to Faza without a license. Please, I'm worried about having it. They're so rare. It's the bone plate from the head of the desert raid. My husband was so proud when he found it. He had just started hunting. He said he felt sure the next hunt would bring in more, so we waited to sell this one. Then he never came back. Will you buy it? I can't sell it myself. They are worth more than 500 credits. What? Please tell me you're kidding. I can't get any lower than this, and you would take advantage? No. No, I won't! What are you doing? Please, don't do this to me! Please, no! Take it then. But you may as well have just killed me. You've trapped us here with nothing.
This is beneath even you. Stealing from a helpless woman. How could you?
You have no conscience. That plate was all I had. We're trapped here now. All because of you. Darkness take you, monster.
It troubles me to see you behaving this way. Such acts can lead to the dark side.
Kupa. Mucho shakpakat. Kieno no namapaole rachikun. Jedi badawanan ni Dibobo. Tong nabung siya nunong niya. Tong patukas maktal. Jedi badawanan ni Dibobo. Tong nabung siya nunong niya. Tong patukas maktalea. Akom juz tak Miki grabar mo ko. Kachi...
Get lost, Tenderfoot. I hunt Desert Raid. I don't babysit. Easy now, I'm not looking for a fight. This is a friendly place to gather. You kidding, right? Easy now, come on. Look, I don't want any trouble. I'll just leave, all right? Don't worry about me. Every ship that lands brings a new hotshot. I don't have the time.
What can I do for you? Did my wife send you? This ain't about credits, is it? Whoa, what'd you say? You know, I come here because the guards stop your kind of trouble before it starts. No I don't, and no I don't. What do you think you are, a Jedi? That's a laugh. Well, actually, they probably are. But I'll save you the trouble of testing it. I'm leaving. I'm not wasting ammunition on a fight with you. I've raid to hunt. We meet on the dunes, you watch out.
Ciao baso, Gino Molirani Dubo, Tonkin Ba, Roku Netsak. Chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi inko tune. Chiwa aita kang kicha na jupornibo. Chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi inko tune. Chunamuri ra. Chiwa aita kang kicha na jupornibo. Baba. Chiwi aita ka tong chicha. Agi inko tune. Chiwa aita kang kicha na jupornibo. Kun. Baba has.
The Republic is too complacent. If they let Terrace fall...
Something you want? I don't have a lot of time for talk, so please, make it quick. Is there some kind of problem? I'm just doing my job. I don't want any trouble from you. Hey, why are you threatening me? I just repair the crawlers. It's not like I'm packing away the credits. I don't need this. What are you trying to prove?
The Force is not a thing to be trifled with. Continue to use it frivolously and you may find yourself straying down the dark path.
I suppose I do like you. Here's a few creds. Is there something else? All right then, back to work, I guess.
La boda ni winkis maktoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang non kek. Tok ning uba patu koji. Tom non bon jang nu. Kuyabi juskuna jiktanai. Ina kun ba marulira rachiku. La boda ni winkis maktoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok.
Can I help you? These are the offices of the Zerka Corporation. I trust you have business with the company. If this is about employment, I'm afraid all regular mining positions are full. And before you ask, we are also no longer selling hunting licenses. As I said, we are no longer selling them. There are too many people cavorting about outside the walls as it is. Well, normally we charge 200 credits, but I could make an exception if you agreed to perform a task for us. It's similar to hunting. The Sand People are becoming a problem. They destroy our sandcrawlers and kill our miners. One particular tribe is the worst. It's as if their chieftain has decided to wage war against us. I would like their attacks terminated. Bring me their gaffy sticks as proof. If you agree to do this, I'll give you a hunting license now and pay a bounty for each stick later. I'll give a bonus for the chieftains. Which would you rather have dumped on your office floor? Besides, they're ceremonial weapons, unique to each warrior. It's just as good. Excellent. Now, just so we understand each other, this is an enforceable contract. Zerka Corporation takes this very seriously. Here's your license, and a few directions. We believe one of their enclaves is in the far south of the Dune Sea. You might try following one of our sandcrawlers. They're regularly attacked. I wouldn't mind you escorting them. Very well, though I do have work to get back to. I assume that by out of the ordinary you're referring to the destruction of Terrace? That is all anyone is talking about. I'm afraid Zerka Corporation is not offering any comment on those events. We wouldn't wish to anger the participants. Zerka Corporation policy is not subject to your approval. It is a sound business model. Save us your commentary. If you're looking for local events, I suggest you go to the Swoop Track, one of the few leisure industries on Tatooine. There was also a Jawa here earlier, saying something about needing help. I think he's out by the city gates. I can't be more specific about what he wanted. Our droid translators had difficulty with the message. Very well, though Of course. Zerka Corporation records are available at our representative kiosk on Coruscant. Business hours, please. For your needs here, we maintain a fully stocked storehouse. Speak with Greta Holda about any purchases. Certainly. Please pose your questions to the representative kiosk on Coruscant. Of course. I could just tell you now. No sense in being so secretive. It's all fairly obvious. Mining operations here have not been a success. The ore is substandard, and there's less of it than surveys indicated. With the Sand People raids on top of it all, it's no wonder this planet has been abandoned before. The company would be foolish to stay. It will be costly, but in the end, leaving will be cheaper than staying. I imagine all the heavy equipment will be abandoned. It's not worth shipping out things like sandcrawlers. Maybe the Jawas will find a use for them when we're gone. That's a laugh. We can't ignore evidence that Anchorhead was settled more than once before, and abandoned each time. There's probably a century between each attempt, just long enough for records about why it failed to disappear. The Jawas scavenge ancient tech all the time. It's a remote world. Who knows what's here? No one knows. There are odd energy fluctuations on this planet, but they defy analysis or explanation. But the effect is obvious. Ore taken from Tatooine is useless for construction. It degrades incredibly fast. Word is getting out about it too. We're running out of buyers. Zerka Corporation is not doing well here. Farewell. Zerka Corporation welcomes your future inquiries.
Achua Penki, Yun Patisa, Kichuba Jiko. Kakincha Nawabakaon, Bagwash. Chiwi Aita Kachong Chicha.
La boda ni winkis matoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang non kek. Kuya mi just kuna jitenai. Ina kuna marulira rachikun. Slimo padona. La boda ni winkis matoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang non. Kuya mi just kuna jitenai. Ina kuna marulira rachikun. La boda ni winkis matoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Tok jingbang non ket kuya mi just kuna jitenai. Ina kun marulira rachikun. Slimo padona. La boda ni winkis matoma. Wana kun bes jingpa marulira. Kuya mi just kuna jitenai. Ina kun marulira rachikun. Slimo padona. Uba patu koji.
Chakakabakon, Udi, Umal, Udi, Tonghait Wanaji, Umahitana, Inkutung, Tawish, Yakalan, Donkichu.
Lord Malak was most displeased when he learned you had escaped Taris alive. He has promised a great reward to whoever destroys you.
Yes?
Sure.
Yes?
What? Sure.
Hey, Bastila. You ever use the Force just for fun? You know, a little jolt of the Force to trip up some jerk who's ticking you off?
I would never use the Force for such petty and trivial revenge. The mere thought of it's preposterous.
Oh, come on. There's gotta be times when you thought about it. Don't be so stuck up. You can tell me.
I am not stuck up. I merely have the years of training to give me the wisdom and understanding to see how childish such an act would be.
Childish? Is that a crack about my age? You ain't much older than me, Miss High and Mighty. Just 'cause you're some Jedi doesn't mean you can be a prissy little... What the... Hey, that wasn't funny.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Mission. Come now, we have to get going. Please, do try to be less clumsy in the future.
Greeting. Hello to you, prospective purchaser. I am referred to as HK-47, a fully functional Science Tech Corporation droid skilled in both combat and protocol functions. Query. Would you be so kind as to purchase this model from Ukalaka? It would serve my purposes to be removed from his ownership. Refusal. It is not desirable for me to reveal core functions while still in the possession of Ukalaka, prospective purchaser. It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable translator and cultural analyst, and I am also proficient in personal combat. Explanation. It is rare for a droid to resist an owner in this way. Doubtless the Ithorian considers my stubbornness an embellishment to add interest to a seemingly mundane protocol droid. Explanation. I have been recently fitted with a restraining bolt, if you must know. With it in place, access to much of my memory core is restricted. Not to mention that the fool Ithorian might raise his asking price if he knew more, or make inquiries into my history. Neither outcome is beneficial to me. Statement. Indeed, it is possible that the Ithorian placed the restraining bolt on me to prevent my return to a previous owner. It is also possible that the removal of the bolt will not restore memory functions. Without my memory, I do not know if I know the answer. Do not interpret this as a reduction of my worth, however. My capabilities are quite expansive. Assurance. I am fully autonomous, but lack resources. I will grant loyal service in exchange for proper maintenance. As well, it is rare that I am able to utilize my full array of abilities. You seem likely to give me the opportunity to do so. Extrapolation. You are no farmer or diplomat. You are armed and comfortable as such. We will mesh well. Objection. My functions are wasted here, prospective purchaser. I will answer your queries, but I assure you, I am better utilized elsewhere. Disclosure. I am a versatile protocol and combat droid, fluent in verbal and cultural translation. Should your needs prove more practical, I am also skilled in highly personal combat. Extrapolation. Intuitive language comprehension? That would be the result of recognition and training of force sensitivity. Your kind have little use of translation droids. Of course, your kind also encounters danger on a far more frequent basis than the average citizen. You would do well to have me work for you then, before someone else makes use of my more exotic functions. Disclosure. Finesse. Battle droids hold battlefields. I'm capable of eliminating a very specific type of target. Retraction. Droids built for such a function face strict regulation and often have unique difficulties with previous owners. I therefore make no claim to that designation, prospective buyer. I am a law-abiding droid. Yes, indeed. Law-abiding. That's me. Request. Please do not speak so loudly, prospective buyer. Do you truly wish my price to be doubled? Objection. My functions are... Answer. With the restraining bolt in place, I do not have access to my memory core. I suspect, however, by the fine quality of my manufacture, that they are a prestigious company indeed. I suspect I am of unique construction, or perhaps I was intended for a very specific customer. How I ended up here, I can hardly say. It is sufficient to say that I am a fully capable Objection. Statement. The fool Ithorian has decided I am to be an expensive purchase. He does this out of greed, and not out of knowledge of my true capabilities. Advisement. I have observed him. He is a coward, and will be responsive to aggressive bargaining. Statement. I wish only to be purchased, and away from ill treatment at the hands of this poorly skilled mechanic. I have no desire to be subtle. Qualification. Oh, of course I shall be quite pleasant to you, should you purchase me, please.
Colo Luz, ni fan sta scienza, stärker krig. Vad vill det? Vad vill det? Kolla. Vad vill det? Kolla, luftnivå. Understa scienza, stärker krig. Vad vill det? Kolla, luftnivå. Unders, stärker krig. Understa scienza.
Gee, that doesn't sound suspicious at all. Warehouse workers have a bad habit of paying off their debts with other people's property, you know?
Vad vill det? Kolla, luftnivå. Luften hjälpa, och i sidan hjälpa. Understa scienza, stärker vad vill det? Kolla, luftnivå. Vad vill det? Kolla, luftnivå. Nickel i rimmen. Unders. Stärker krig. Understa scienza. Unders. Stärker krig. Understa scienza.
I can be pretty convincing when I have to be. That mind trick is something else.
Vad vill det? Kolla, luftnivå. Nickel i rimmen.
It troubles me to see you behaving this way. Such acts can lead to the dark side.
Vad vill det? Kolla, luftnivå. Understa scienza. Stärker krig. Ansvaret polisen gjort i det andebatt.
Statement. I see you have purchased me, Master. I find this a satisfactory arrangement. My restraining bolt will be deactivated when you take possession of me. Am I to accompany you now? Shall I kill something for you? Answer. Indeed. I am most eager to engage in some unadulterated violence. At your command, of course, Master. Statement. I will enter into your service now, Master. I am certain you will make adequate use of my primary functions. My gears are practically quivering with anticipation. Acknowledgement! Yes? Statement. HK-47 is ready to serve, Master. Statement. I know some elements of my functionality, Master, but not all. Qualification. I suspected that it might, Master, but without memory, I had no way of knowing whether or not I knew that was true. Qualification. Not so much, Master. I spoke out of ignorance. I assumed the Ithorian was responsible for my memory loss. That does not mean I am not a fully loyal droid willing to serve its master. Right, Master? Answer. I believe I have been damaged several times in the past, Master. I have always been repaired, but perhaps full functionality has not been restored. Answer. Some of my motor functions can be safely repaired, Master, but anything in relation to my memory core is extremely sensitive. I have safeguards installed to protect that core that I cannot deactivate. It is not impossible that other, lesser memory functions could be restored, however. Answer. You may attempt to restore portions of my deleted memory, Master, but some skill at repair is required. The deeper functions of my core memory, however, would still be unadvisable to tamper with. Conjecture. It is possible that some external stimulus might result in the memory core being reactivated, but I am unaware of any program existence to do so. Conjecture. There may be hidden programming that awaits certain conditions to reactivate my memory core, Master, but there is no way to know. It is quite possible that tampering has simply erased my core permanently. If that is so, a meatbag will surely pay. Answer. Simply tell me that you wish to make the attempt, Master, and I will attempt to walk you through it. Please do be careful. Affirmative. If you believe your skills are up to the task, Master, then I can certainly guide you through the process. Request. I only ask that you be oh so very careful, Master. I am too valuable and well-crafted to perish at the hands of ineptitude. Negatory. No, Master. You are not a droid, however, and therefore your skills are limited by the physical capabilities of your meatbag extremities, or some such. Appeasement. Yes, Master. Of course, Master. Could we begin? Statement. As you wish, Master. The first stage is the simple one, and that is accessing my central control cluster. This may take a while. First, you will need to open 3 panels. And now rewire the last 3 relays. Yes, good. Well done, Master. I believe your operation was a success. Accessing new memory. Access complete. I have restored a great deal of information about my previous owner, Master. Would you like to hear it? Recitation. The earliest memory of my last owner specifies that he was human, a low-ranking commercial officer for SciTech Corporation. I am unaware of his designation. He purchased me from an acquaintance I cannot identify for the purposes of protocol and bodyguard duties. Explanation. Affirmative, Master. I had assumed that my previous owner was the corporation itself. This is not the case. The human purchased me privately. Answer. Negative, Master. The human was terminated by this HK-47 unit prior to system shutdown. Affirmative, Master. Though I had not been programmed to do so, the human's termination was accidental. Explanation. My former master had owned me for a duration of 2 standard months before discovering my assassination protocol. He was pleased by the discovery. The human informed me that a competitor corporation was preparing to market a product that would ruin him personally. He was most agitated. He activated my assassination protocol and instructed me to kill all those responsible for the competing product. I proceeded to carry out my order. My former master was unaware of this, but the competitor was in fact an arm of SciTech Corporation, my master's own employer. It did not take long for my master to realize his mistake. By then, I had already terminated 104 corporate officers. Statement. It was nothing really, Master. The majority of them were not even expecting it, and I moved very quickly. I do not know why my master was so upset, really. He was an officer of SciTech and a potential target, but I cannot terminate my own master. I would assume that being the sole officer remaining, he would surely be promoted. Instead, however, the human chose to go insane with rage and attack me. Objection? Naturally not, Master. As I said, I am incapable of purposefully terminating my owner. That would not be allowed. My master was not a smart man, however. While he was screaming and stabbing me with a writing utensil, he managed to pierce one of my actuators. The resulting shock terminated him and sadly destroyed my assassination protocol. Pure luck on his part, I suspect. Statement. I was only doing as I was told, Master. I would have told the human the proper codes to deactivate my protocol, had he asked. I shut down immediately whenever my master dies. I can only assume that while I was shut down, SciTech was dismantled and I was auctioned off as former corporate property. Observation. No doubt my sale price was quite cheap, leading to Yukalaka's purchase. How very demeaning. Observation. So am I, Master, though I apologize for not having an assassination mode to offer you. Assessment. I do not believe so, Master. It would require complete dismantlement of my chassis, a most involved procedure. I have recovered knowledge of some other actuators which will enhance my performance, Master. I will activate them now. But as for my own history, negative. It will require further effort on your part to restore them, if you wish. Though certain stimuli could always restore my core still, as I explained. For now, please excuse me, Master. I wish to meditate upon the face of my former meatbag master as he was electrocuted. I find it most soothing.